All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom. Everybody in the classroom, Shalom.
Shalom.
Part 2 of the Sabbath service, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Shema Bashak Yahushua. My brother's alarm going off, man. That's mighty, man. Right, for the hour of prayer, man. We know 3 p.m., man. Right, we're going to continue in the spirit and power of the Most High. Double honors to all of the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth before us, laboring in the gospel, laboring in word and in deed, and being patient for the second coming of Yahushua. A hearty shalom to the mighty men of the Lord that go out through the highways and byways to do this work, to magnify the ministry, to present their body as a living sacrifice. Shalom, peace and blessing to all of the men of the nation of Israel who are in this truth, still enduring, witnessing all of the tokens and signs of the last days, who may not be out there, but they're laboring, they're getting built up in the spirit, they're praying, fasting, studying, and abounding in the work of the Lord. Salakia. Right? Shalom to all of the aqua out there, right? Holding it down in the households, being submissive, reverencing their husbands, and following the righteous works of our foremothers. Right? And we literally got to be on fire in these last days, man. Like we bring out week in and week out, man. It's a lot of heresies, lies, abominable things, all these doctrines in the last days. Brothers got to be girded more than ever to fight the spiritual demon Satan. You know, as these wars continue to escalate, right, and all hell breaks loose, right, the spiritual demon Satan, he's getting stronger to take you out the truth, man. Don't think he's going to back up, right, and take a break, you understand? It's only going to get stronger, and it's only going to be who is going to endure until the end, man. That's not always talking about Jacob's trouble. Are you going to even endure until Jacob's trouble, man? Brothers got to be watching themselves, their households, getting their families in order. Right, all of this is important for the nation, man. All the men should be leading their households according to the Lord, man. You understand? And taking care of everything they have to do and making their body a living sacrifice in these last days. Right? We're going to be in a book of Titus, right? The first chapter. Right, you got it, man.
Book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 1. Paul, a servant of God, an apostle of Yahweh HaMashiach, according to the faith of God's elect, and the acknowledging of the truth, which is after godliness.
Right, now this is an epistle. The scholars still call 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, James, still call these the pastoral epistles. Right, meaning these are certain letters or epistles written by the leaders of the church. Salakia, written, bear with me. Right, that's all right. Written by the leaders of the church and 4 other upper-coming leaders of the church, right? So Titus worked directly with the Apostle Paul, and that was one of the top men set up. When you go through the history, Titus was the first bishop of the church of Ephesus. So he had to have a guidance on how to deal with the nation of Israel during the time of the apostles, right? So we can go on.
Verse 2. Verse 2, in hope of eternal life. Verse 2, in hope of eternal life, which God, that cannot lie, promised before the world began.
You see that? The Lord promised eternal life before the world began. Let's go to Ephesians 1 and 4. That's deep, man. The Lord promised you eternal life while you was out there being a nigga in the streets, man. Smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. You was dealing with prostitutes, right? You was being a junkie. You was going off, and the Lord already promised eternal life to you, man. In the spirit world, it didn't happen on the earth, right? Your spirit was created, and the Lord said, I'm going to give these spirits eternal life. Let's get that, King.
It's Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 2. Grace, people.
Ephesians 1 and 4.
Select it. Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 4. According as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right? Salakia, can we keep it down? Can we please keep it down? Right? Let's read it again.
Ephesians 1 and 4. According as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
So the Lord chose these men of the Lord before the foundation of the world. Right? Go on.
That we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
Right? That you can be holy without blame and love. Right? Go on. Jump to verse 11.
Verse 11. in whom we also have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated.
Being what?
Being predestinated.
So predestination is real, huh?
Right.
Destiny is real.
Right.
That's a cut to free will.
Right.
Predestination is the exact opposite of free will. Christianity says when we have free will, we can do what we want to do. Well, the Lord said you're predestinated for everything, man. We've been predestined to go into this lesson today, man. Right? We didn't plan. The Lord had us going through this. The Lord had y'all come into the classroom, man. Your entire life was for this moment right now, man. Because you're living in this present time. Being predestinated to go on.
According to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will.
See that? Because it's all according to the Most High's purpose. Not what you want to do. It's what the Most High has in store for you and what he has planned for you, man. So that's Titus chapter 1 and 2. The Lord promised eternal life and predestinated certain men to come into this truth, man. A lot of brothers, how did I come into this truth? I don't know. And the Lord chose you, man. Right. From the foundation of the world, man. When you were sitting around being a nigga, the Lord said, hey, I'm going to choose that guy, man. There's a set time for you to be chosen. You got something? Come. Right, you can get Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12. Right, because like the brother said, man, we was niggas in the streets. We was thieves. Right, some brothers were murderers, man. And some people had a life like Paul, man. Paul was persecuting the church, man. Wreaking havoc. Ripping people up and grabbing them and bounding them up, man. Bring it up, okay?
Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were open.
Right, so there are many books in the third heaven. A book of your works, you understand? A book of a life, right? Who's been predestined, right? All of your sins, all of these things are written in heaven. Read.
And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works.
Right, according to all your works, man. You don't remember every sin you did. Every single time you stole, right? Every single time you beat somebody up, right? You deal unjustly, you lied, right? You can get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 19 and verse number 4. Because like the brother said, predestination is real, man. It's all in the scriptures. When we woke up this morning, we didn't know that you were going to be watching. When you woke up this morning, you didn't know what the lesson was going to be on. We didn't know how many people was going to be here. Everything is preordained from the Lord. Your understanding, your talent, right? Whether you're going to receive mercy in the end, whether you're going to be put to death, deliver it up, just be put to death in the second wilderness, right? Bring that up, Ken.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 19 and verse 4. For the destiny whereof they were worthy.
Right, so like the brother said, man, destiny is in the Bible. Predestination, destiny, right? You got it all in the movies, man. Final Destination, right? It's literally a movie, right? And they trying to trick death and get up out of it, man. And they somehow beat the Most High in their destination, man. Right? That's the so-called white man for you, man. He figures out a way to beat the Most High in the movies, man. You can't beat the Most High, man. Destiny is real. The Lord wants you to be put to death at 3 p.m. You're going to get put to death at 3 p.m., man.
Right.
Bring that over.
Drew them unto this end.
Right, that destiny drew them wicked Egyptians unto their end, man. And they thought that they were high, mighty, that they would forever be. Read.
It made them forget the things that had already happened.
Hey, destiny will make you forget things, man. Because the Lord wants you to go right, and you might forget that you ever went left and start going right, man. The Lord will tap into your mind and make you do his will. Read on.
That they might fulfill the punishment which was wanting to their torment.
You see that? So the Lord tapped into their mind to afflict it and turn it to go the way that he wanted them to go to their destruction, man. The same way the Lord is predestined the minds of these rulers to be risen up, you understand, to be cast down. Okay, right? That's right, man. That's predestination in the Bible. Like the brother said, you can't beat it, man. Then the Lord in Tobit 6 says, you have a wife appointed to thee from the beginning. Right? So your loved one, your children, they were all set up, man, by the Most High. Right? Let's go to 2 Timothy 1 and 9. Right? Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 9.
2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 9. Who have saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Hamashiach Yahushua before the world began.
No, it just happened right now.
Before the world began.
Before the world that's before Genesis 1:1, like we always say. You read it in the beginning, the Most High created the heavens and the earth was without before. That's before that, man. There's records and accounts that you don't even have, man. That the Most High is not going to give you. Why? Because He's the Most High. He don't owe you a damn thing, man. Whatever He give you, that is what it is, man. If the Lord wanted you to know things before Genesis, He would have gave it to you. He would have showed you how He formed the spirits, how He designed the chariot, and how He wanted to spin like a wheel in a wheel. How the Lord wanted this to be. The Lord could have told you that, man. Right? You would have had a book called Pre-Genesis, right? Or a book after Revelation. It says, okay, now I'm going to give you all of this. It would have been a book called Secrets. Then you open up the book and it's all of the Most High secrets. And that's all Jake would read. You won't read nothing else? Then the book of secrets, this thick, man. And that's all Jake reads. You don't know no commandments, no laws. You always in the book of secrets. The Most High is not giving you the book of secrets, man. Right. Not that there is one or if there is one, huh? The Most High is going to give you what you need for salvation. You got a hard enough time battling that weed demon and that lust demon, huh? You want the book of secrets, man. Most High is not giving man that. Man is corruptible and man is off. You know? You got calm. You get the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 29, right? We got to go into these things, man. And brothers got to understand that, man. Every single thing you do from waking up this morning, your spirit is determined from the Most High. You wonder why you going off so much, why you not in the spirit so much. The Lord put that spirit on you, man. So instead of beseeching, right, all of this wicked counsel, getting drunk, thinking you can sleep the demons off, you need to go right back to the Most High, the form of all things. Bring it up.
Book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 29. For whom He did foreknow, He also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of His Son, that He might be the firstborn among many brothers.
Right? Nobody asks for this lot, man. You can't ask for the lot of a servant of the Lord, an apostle. You understand? A prophet. You can't ask the Lord and He just gives it to you, man. You have to be predestined from old to fulfill this lot, man. You asked brothers in this room probably 10 years ago that this is what you was going to be doing, they would have laughed at you, man. Probably would have beat you up. Get out my face. Right? You might have been called some names, man. Right? All hell made have broke loose, man. You told me I was going to be doing this, I wouldn't believe you, man. I wouldn't believe you. Who am I to come out of what we were doing to be predestined to follow the Lord, man? Right. And we're not following Christianity. A lot of people are predestined for destruction, man. Got the old lady across the church, she predestined to run around in circles, man. Lord created this spirit to be an idiot. I'm going to create this idiot spirit, the fool, the damn Christianity. She going to run around in circles. That's her lot. Her lot is to run around in circles from the foundation of the earth, man. The spirit is the circle runner. Then you have the prophets, the leaders, the circle runners, the thieves, right? You have the damn deacons. You all of these spirits that are predestined to do the will of the Lord, man. Don't think it's a spirit, right, just created and it's newly given to you, right? Everybody will fulfill their lot back on the earth. Read on, Ken.
Come on. Verse 30,
right?
Moreover, whom He did predestinate, them He also called. And whom He called, them He also justified.
Right, this is a cut. If the Lord didn't choose you, how can you serve Him, man? How can you come to the Lord and be justified if He never predestined you from the foundation of the earth? You can't choose the Lord. What does the pastor always say? Come up to the altar. Give your life over to the Lord, man. Where is that at, man? You were predestined to serve the Lord from the beginning, whether you want to or not. Whether a man calls you or not, the Lord's going to call you, man. Read on.
And whom He justified, them He also glorified. What shall we say then? What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Who can pull us out this truth and this knowledge? Who can pull us out of predestination if the Lord be with us, man? The Lord is with us to be a prophet. Who can be against us, man? The Lord is with us to teach. If the Lord is with us to break down these strongholds, who's going to say otherwise? That's right. So let's continue with the book of Titus, man. And hope of eternal life that the Most High, which cannot lie, promised before the world began, man. Right? Let's read on.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 3. but have in due times manifested his word through preaching.
No, online behind the keyboard.
Manifested his word through preaching.
The Lord, the only way to get the word is through preaching. That's a cut to you brothers that just want to hide behind a keyboard all day. The word isn't manifest through typing exclamation points, right, and commas. The word is manifest through preaching, publicly giving the people the word. Right, go on.
Which is committed unto me according to the commandment of God, our Savior.
See, that's part of keeping the commandments. Preaching. Right, go on.
Verse 4, to Titus, my own son after the common faith, grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, our Savior.
Yeah, not that Titus was Paul's actual son, but that's his son in the faith. He begot him through the gospel, like the scriptures say. He begot Onesimus in his bonds. Right? Certain men, they're your spiritual sons in this thing. A lot of brothers, I don't like that. Well, that's what the scriptures say, man. Titus didn't get what the hell. Call me his son. I ain't like that. No, hey, that's a respect thing, right? You could get 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 14. Right, they explain that, man. It's a term of endearment. Right. Paul begot these men in the truth. Right? You got it, Ken.
1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 14. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons.
Hey, you said my beloved sons with an S. So Paul is calling these men, right, his sons. That don't mean Paul was going around being a jerk. Right, get over here, son. Right. You son. Right, I am son you. That's not what that damn demon spirit that a lot of people bring with the word son, man. It's a term of endearment and loving. Right, read on.
But as my beloved sons, I warn you, for though ye have 10,000 instructors in Hamashiach, yet have ye not many fathers.
Right.
For in Hamashiach Yahushua, I have begotten you through the gospel.
Right, begotten. And when you go into begotten, that's literally coming from. So Paul was doing a work, and literally these men, he brought forth fruit through Yahweh Yahushua in the words of the Lord, using him as a vessel. So that's what it means, he begot them through the gospel. Come, let's go to Philemon 1 and 10. All right, Philemon 1 and 10. You got it? Bring it up.
Philemon, chapter 1 and verse 10. I beseech thee for my son Onesimus, whom I have begotten in my bonds.
See that? He was in prison. Right. And he brought somebody into the truth. Jake, you in prison, you scratching your head. When do I get out? Right, Paul, hey, look, you know about this, you got to shut this. And hey, man, he bringing people to the truth behind bars. Locked up, man. No telling when he's going to get out. He got to do the work. That's how brothers got to be, man. You get hemmed up, better be out there kind of giving the word, man. Don't be there crying on your cot all day, man. Right. With them nasty slides on, man. That's off. Right. Oh, it's me. Whoa, you ducking off in the big ass bathroom. Right? Everybody can see you crying. Hey, man, you might kind of using some discernment, kind of drop some gems every now and then, man. You don't got to get up and stand on your mattress or your damn cot and say, everyone, listen to me. You know, he wouldn't have some discernment in this thing, but he was bringing people to the truth while he was locked up, man. Even Elisha, we don't have to really go into the account. He called Elijah his father. He said, my father, the chariots of Israel and the horsemen thereof. Huh? Because Elijah was that father-like figure for Elisha in this thing. Peter called Marcus his son in 1 Peter chapter 5. Let's get that real quick. Right? 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 13. Right? 1 Peter 5 and 13.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 13. The church that is at Babylon, elect together with you, saluteth you, and do so Marcus, my son.
See that? So doth Marcus, my son. Right? So you got sons in this thing, man. Right? You might bring a brother, you know, that's your son. Spiritually. That don't mean do this to the brother. Take you out to the game. You want to take you out to the baseball game? Call the brother up. You want to play catch with the baseball. Right? Take the brother to the park. No, that's not what it's talking about. You don't have to literally treat that brother like he's damn 15 years old, man. But spiritually, you take care of that brother, man. Right. You show up with the damn baseball gloves. You want to play catch. You can't really get into that. Brothers, that go to their head, man. Right. You got to be humble in this thing. Yeah. Right, the brother going off, you getting your belt. Right. Right, the Lord not dealing with that spirit, right? Right. Right, we can go back to it, Ken.
Titus, chapter 1 and verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting, and ordain elders in every city, as I have appointed thee. Right, so literally Paul set up Titus as a bishop to get the whole damn church in order, man, essentially, right? And ordain different elders and all of the elders of every city, man. And that's real mighty, man, to do that, man. Imagine one man is in charge of setting up all of the different elders, man. That's a lot of fruit that you're gonna have to bring forth, man. You got to pick the right men. Everybody's not applicable to judge, to be a leader, to be an officer. You understand, to be a scribe, to be an elder. You have to literally see all of these men and sit them down and see if they have the right attributes to lead the church, man. And that was all left to Titus. You read about that in 2 Timothy, right? Salakia, 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse number 1. We don't got to read the whole thing because we're about to cover it in that same chapter. But you can read 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse number 1. 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless.
Right, you have to be blameless in this thing, man. Can't nobody bring up a false accusation about you, right? Your damn name brought up in all of these different things, right? You have to be blameless as a man and a bishop of the Lord, man. You can't say, yeah, here's a picture, you're a bishop, right? Then he kind of eating pork, right? Got his hand, he in the midst of all of these damn women, right? Damn, throwing off, he's straight at a strip club, he's shooting dice with all of the Akim, right? He's breaking the Sabbath day, right? This is your bishop. You have to be blameless in this thing, you know?
The husband of one wife.
Right, you can't have 97 wives and you a bishop. Right, you worrying about her. Now you worrying about her. Did she cook the greens? Right, now you worrying about her. Is she taking care of the kids? Right, everything is in order. All mischief going on.
Right, so like a quick point that goes back to the law in Deuteronomy 17 about a king. He can't multiply wives into himself. Right. So you can't be a king with like, damn, 15, 10 wives, man, 20 wives. Because your focus ain't going to be right, man. You know?
Right. And if you have all of those wives, your mind is not going to be on the Lord, man.
Right.
It's going to be on the things of this world, like Paul said. 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. Read on, King.
Vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality.
And even though this is directed to the bishop, it also applies to the deacons and the men under them, man. Right? Because as is the judge, so is his officers, man. Everything has to be in order. So you should aspire to be a bishop, even though that may not be your respected lot. Brothers might study, you understand, to be a prophet, man, doing everything you can do to fulfill that ministry. You know?
Apt to teach.
What the Lord say?
Apt to teach.
You have to be apt to teach. Somebody asks you something, you can't say, I don't know. Ask him. He's the one that knows everything. Ask Dennis. He's the scholar. No, you got to be apt to teach, man. You shouldn't run from no questions. If you don't know something, no man on the earth knows everything, but you should go home and study it, man. Right. As a student, right, being at camp or watching these videos, you should see what you don't know, right, that's being brought out. Go home and study it so that way you do know, man. Everybody should be studying to fulfill their lot in their office.
Right? Yeah, and as a bishop, people are going to have questions, man. People are going to have questions, so you got to be able to answer them, man. And the questions, the brother asked a question earlier about, and I always say brothers in WFI ask the toughest questions, man. Because them brothers studying, man. So them brothers not asking, well, is David 10 feet tall? And them brothers asking hard questions, man. Brother asked, well, you know, he put up 2 apocryphers earlier. Then he went to this scripture. Then he went to this scripture. Then we have to go into the maps, man. Brothers have to pull up the atlas, go into the geography. A brother asks about the Ishmaelites and the Midianites and Judges, and how did they cross this river? And is it brothers be asked? Remember that? Brother asks all types of questions, man. And you got to be able to go through it, man. Right? Like the brother said, you can't say, I don't know. Every question you can't tell the brother, just fast on. Every question, just go on a fast. Just fast and pray. Right? You got to be able to, you know, that's why And 2 Timothy it says, preach the word, be instant. Then at the drop of a dime, you might be on a bus, you might be at work, in the elevator, at the grocery store. You got to be able to drop that word, huh? You know?
Right. And that goes into, like the brother said, man, you got to be apt to teach, man. Brothers have to really be studying. And it shows who really studying when you actually ask these questions or who knows the answer to these things. We could go back to Titus. You got it.
I got a quick precept. Can we read Titus? What we leave on Titus chapter 1? Yeah, read that again, Baba Gashar.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting, and ordain elders in every city, as I appointed thee.
Yeah, let's go to Acts 27 and 4, right? Crete, these are different places that Paul stopped to do the work. And he visited these different lands. So Paul actually visited Crete beforehand. So he knew about the different men that he preached the word to. But he had to set up a man over them because Paul can't be everywhere. Paul can't be in Crete and Ephesus and Corinth and Thessalonica and Colossus and Pamphylia. You can't do all of that, huh? You know? So let's get Acts 27 and 4.
Acts chapter 27 and verse 4. And when he had launched from thence, we sailed under Cyprus, because the winds were contrary.
Right.
And when he had sailed over the sea of Cilicia and Pamphylia, we came to Myrna, a city of Lycia. And there the centurion found a ship of Alexandria sailing into Italy, and he put us therein.
So they came from Egypt going to Italy.
And when he had sailed slowly many days, and scarce were come over against Cnidus, the wind not suffering us, we sailed under Crete over against Salmon.
So Paul knew about Crete, man. He knew he was brothers out there. He passed it. He stopped there a few times. He said, we got brothers out there. We got to set up a guy over Crete. And who was more qualified than Titus? Titus was out there. Read the book of Acts. And hey, Titus is right up there, man. You got Paul, you got Titus, and you got Timothy, man. Everybody want to be the apostle Paul. Hey, Titus is mighty too, man. Titus is one of the mightiest men. You know, 2 Samuel 23 get the mighty men of David. You got mighty men that do the work in the New Testament too, man. You got mighty men like Paul, mighty men like Titus, Timothy, Apollo, Silvanus, Silas, Mark. All these are the new mighty men, huh? So everybody want to read 2 Samuel 23 and he killed 800 people and he killed 1,000 people. What about the Apostle Paul, man? Who spent the day and the night in the deep? What about Titus? You understand who was set up over the church in Crete, man, in Ephesus, right? So you guys don't get.
You can get 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 18. So like the brother said, man, hey, Titus was going hard this thing, man. A mighty man of the Lord.
2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 18.
2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 18. I desire Titus.
Hey, so Paul said, I desire Titus, man.
Right.
He's not desiring this man or that man over there. He wants Titus, man. If you're going to go to war, you're going to want the strongest soldier. If you're about to go out here in spiritual warfare and combat, you want the man that's been studying, man. It's going to have your back, man. It's going to have them precepts. It's going to read strong. I really want to do the work of the Lord. Paul said, look, out of everybody, I desire Titus. Read.
And with him, I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you?
Right? Did he rob you or manipulate you?
Walk we not in the same spirit?
And he said that Titus walked in the same spirit as Paul, man. If you know anything about these epistles, Paul was going hard, man. That's a lot to vouch for, brother. Hey, me and this brother walking in the same spirit, man. And I say a lot about this brother if I say that, look, he's walking in my spirit. If I feel him, I'm holding myself diligent in the words of the Lord, man. Look, we walking in the same spirit. We both studying, fasting, praying, being diligent, teaching, doing everything we can do to make our body a living sacrifice. Paul is vouching for Titus, man. We walking in the same spirit. Read.
Walk we not in the same steps?
In the same steps, man. Let's talk about in judgment, understanding, right teaching. Everything that the men of the Lord did, Titus walked in the same steps. And guess what? Paul walked in the same steps as Yahweh. So Titus was on fire, walking in that same thing. Don't think you need 19 chapters of Titus to see if Titus was really laboring. I don't know about Titus. I need 19 more chapters. No, man. It says it right here, man. And he walked in the same spirit as Paul.
God, we can go back to Titus 1 and 5. So Titus was what? Qualified.
Right.
Qualified, man. Right? Let's read that. Titus 1 and 5.
Titus 1 and 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting.
Yeah, wanting means what? Lacking. Right? You might have somebody going off, they set it in order, man. They might not have a collection, they set up a treasury. These brothers might not know how to, go out and do the work. They set it in order, man. Like the brother said, that's a lot of responsibility. Right? Go on.
And ordain elders in every city as I appointed thee.
Yeah, that goes back. Let's get that in the law, Deuteronomy 1 and 15. Right? That goes back to the law, man. You have to set up captains, officers, and different assistants. Right? Let's bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes.
That's like setting up elders, the chief of the tribes. Go on.
Wise men.
No, just niggas.
Wise men.
These are wise men. So they have a reputation. He didn't just guess, I think that guy looks wise. No, he had a great name. Right? You knew about this guy. Go on.
And known. And made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes.
See that? So they had a ranking system, huh? You had officers, then you had captains, but then you had captains on different levels. You had a 100, a 50, a 1,000. Imagine 1,000 men. You lead 1,000 men to war. You got to put them in order. Jake, you can't even get yourself in order, man. You got your damn shoes on the wrong foot. Brothers say, hand me the sign upside down. Right? Brothers can't hold pose for 5 minutes. Right? They get caught up. Did you see that? That plane in the sky. You gotta go to war with 1,000 men, man. Right. So these men had to be mighty, mighty men. They wasn't obese, they was in shape, they was fit, and they was ready for war. In the ancient world, that's how it was. And that's the law that Paul set up in the book of Titus. Right? So let's read on to Titus 1 and 6.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 6.
Right?
If any be blameless, the husband of one wife.
Right? So your primary focus and this office should be one wife. If you got, 30 wives, 15 wives, 10 wives, come on, brother. You're never going to be at camp. You're not going to have any money, like you said before, right? And you're busy dealing with them 30 kids.
You're going to always be unclean.
You're always unclean. Like Solomon had 1,000 wives. Can you rule over a king? You got 1,000 wives. They all want something. Spend time with me.
Right.
Can't talk to Solomon, they all begging. Is it my turn to talk to Solomon? Shut up. You got the chamberlain set up. Solomon has to have the eunuchs and the chamberlains over them, huh? And be quiet, you'll get your turn. Then now it's time for Solomon to spend time with you. Solomon got, what's wrong? Right? Come on. Hey, let's read Ecclesiastes chapter 7, man.
Right.
Solomon knew about it, man.
Right.
It's day, and they giving Solomon hell. Right? So let's read. You can't have all these wives and go do the work. Right? Go
on. If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly.
You can't even be a bishop if your children going off, man. Now, you might know all the breakdowns. You might know all the precepts, right? You might be an elder, experienced man, but if your children are unruly, then we know the whole congregation is going to be unruly, right? You a damn bishop, you tell your son to come here and say, you dad, man, and give a finger in front of everybody, right? Your daughter out there, damn tricking with some fringes on, she tricking, man. And she loot. Damn, looting and tricking. You can't be a bishop, man. Right. So even your household has to be in order, man. I got a quick precept. Genesis 18 and 19. Right? Your house has to be in order, man. Your children have to be in order. Your children should have fringes on. Your daughter should have dresses on. Your children shouldn't leave the house with other fringes. Your woman, your daughter should have her hair wrapped. Because people are looking at you, man. And see how your kids conduct themselves in your household and your children, and your wife is a reflection of you. Because you might be in order, but if your wife is out of order, that shows that you don't know what's going on. We kind of can tell what's going on in your household, man. Your wife might be beating you up, right? She probably don't just want to listen to you. Your children say that, you might be in order, but your household has to be completely in order. Let's read that.
Genesis chapter 18 and verse 19. For I knew him that he will command his children.
No, he's going to let his children do what he wants.
That he will command his children.
Read the verse before that, Salaki.
Verse 8.
And read why the Lord said this.
Verse 18. That Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation.
He's going to be a mighty nation, right?
And all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Right.
For I knew him that he will command his children and his household after him.
And what?
And they shall keep the way of Yahweh to do justice and judgment.
So not just Abraham. The reason that Abraham was set up because he knew his children. He knew that, look, this man, he's going to take care of his children. Not just take care of them and put food in their body and a roof over there, but they're going to do justice too. They're going to do judgment. Right? They're going to keep the law. So if your children are going on and you're not correcting them, then you're not fit to be a bishop in this thing, huh? You know?
You get Sirach chapter 16 and verse 1. It's like the brother said, that's an embarrassment, man. You got to be able to rule your house well as a man of the Lord, man. That just shows where your mind is. Bring that up, Kim.
Sirach chapter 16 and verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
Right, of unprofitable children. They don't cook, they don't clean, they're using up all the damn soap, right? All the toilet tissue. It's wet everywhere. It's crayons all on the wall, right? You put down 2 beers in the fridge, you get home from work, it's 1 in there, right? So what the hell? He got a big stomach out of nowhere. He's 11 years old. He's a nigga, man.
Right. We went into that law, a glutton and a drunkard.
It's in the law, man. Read on.
Neither delight in ungodly sons.
You see that? Ungodly sons. Like Samuel's sons, man. They were ungodly.
Yep.
They was going off too, man. Read on. That's wicked.
Verse 2. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them.
Right.
Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude.
Dang.
For one that is just is better than 1,000.
That's plain. One that's just is better than 1,000, man. So you got a lot of children, right? It's not going to bring you no happiness, right? It's happy when your father, sees you in order. Commandments, you understand, keeping the feast days, wearing the fringes, doing everything you can do to magnify the Lord, man. If you have 1,000 kids which are going off, that's an embarrassment. How much more an elder, you understand, and a bishop of the Lord in the congregation? Right, hold on. I'm going to get one more. You get it's more than that. But I wanted to get on Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 10. Real fast. Right, so this thing is deep, man.
Right.
And what did the nations do when they looked at us, man? They said, look, our father have abandoned us on a spiritual level, man. We don't know the Lord. So we all out of order. We're smoking weed, man. Got our women thotting and tricking and all of this, man. Our men are damn selling drugs, getting high, right? Because the Lord left us for a dispensation of time. How much more when we leave our children as men and we're not getting them in order with correction or reproof? Bring that up.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 10.
Right?
But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imagination, which have neglected the righteous.
Right, have neglected. You may be a man and you neglect your household. You're not teaching your wife. You're not setting her up with order. She come home from work. I don't know what to read. I don't know what to do. Right? You should set things up, man. You should have a reading schedule. You should make sure your wife is doing quizzes. Everything should be already in order so that there's no discrepancy or no step that she take that's not following you. Read on.
And forsaken Yahweh.
Right?
Verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain.
Right? Your hope is vain to think you're going to get everlasting life if you forsaken wisdom. Read on.
Their labors unfruitful.
Right? Everything you did is going to be in vain. Every single time you stood in the rain, right, prophesied, Every single time you got threatened, right? People tried to jump you. You labored. Your back hurt. Your ankles hurt, right? Your voice went out. All of that's in vain. You know?
And their works unprofitable.
Right?
Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked.
What the Lord say?
Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked.
And it all starts from the man. If the man forsakes wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then your wife is going to be foolish because her head is foolish. And the children, they're going to run around wicked, man. They're not going to care about you, the law, or anything in these scriptures.
Come on. Let's go to Genesis 30 and verse 29. Right? Genesis chapter 30 and verse 29. That's right, man. Right? The Lord said, if a man hold himself not diligently in the fear of the Lord, his what? His house shall soon be overthrown. Right? Genesis 30 and 29. Right.
The book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 29. And he said unto him, thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me.
It's Jacob speaking, right?
For it was little which thou hadst before I came, and it is now increased unto a multitude. And Yahweh have blessed thee since my coming. And now, when shall I provide for mine own house also?
Now, Jacob said, when can I just stay under your roof with all my wives and children, and I kind of live off of you?
And now, when shall I provide for my own house also?
You see the mentality of our forefathers, man? I can't wait to provide for my own house, man. You don't want to be leeching off of somebody all day, man. Let me get a loan, let me hold 5, let me hold 10. All right, let me get this, let me get that. Can I use your car? All right, can I use your refrigerator? Right, my oven stove. Can I use the stove? You don't want to be that guy, man. When are you going to provide for your own house, man? When are you going to move out your auntie basement, man? All right, you got your wife and your 4 kids in your auntie basement, man. She say lights out, and it's 7:30, man, because Elroy is coming over. So you gotta guess what you gotta do. You gotta shut off the lights, man. And she don't care if your wife is mad or your children are mad. Get your own house, brother, and provide for your own children, man. You don't have to worry about what Auntie and Elroy are doing, man. At 8:30, right? So let's go back to the book of Titus, man.
Hold on, I got one more. See that? You get 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse. We can start at 22. Right? So this is very serious, man.
That's right.
You got it, man. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 22.
1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 22.
Right?
Now Eli was very old and heard all that his sons did unto all Israel.
So you have a man, and Eli's not a nigga, man. He's a priest, man. Right? A highly respected man. And he's hearing all of the evil and everything that his sons are doing. Read on.
And how they lay with the woman that assembled at the door of the tabernacles of the congregation.
His sons were whoremongers, man. Right. They laid with all of the women, they dealt unjustly, and they wrought a bad name right through Eli, their father. Read on.
And he said unto them, why do ye such things? For I hear of your evil dealings by all this people.
And if you really read the 2nd chapter, the 3rd and the 4th, Eli really never got on them for real. Right. This is all he really said. I heard about your unjust dealings. Why do you do these things? What if your kid come in with a big old joint in his mouth? He said, I see all of the smoke. Why are you smoking? Right? Then the kids kind of keep puffing, and then he go to his room, man. Read on. That's all.
Verse 24. Nay, my sons.
Right?
For it is no good report that I hear. Ye make Yahweh's people to transgress.
Right, that's all he really said, you know?
If one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him.
Right.
But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him? Notwithstanding, they hearkeneth not unto the voice of their father.
Right, because he didn't really reprove them with much correction. That's all he really went into and said, you know?
Because Yahweh would slay them.
Right, now jump to 1 Samuel 3 and 12.
1 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 12.
And this goes into the importance of getting your house in order, man. Because by him being slothful in his house, the Lord killed him, man, and his sons. by not setting his house in order. You know?
In that day, I will perform against Eli all things which I have spoken concerning his house.
Right?
When I begin, I will also make an end.
Right?
For I have told him that I will judge his house forever.
What the Lord say?
For I have told him that I will judge his house forever. For the iniquity which he knoweth.
With he know it, man. What if you know your damn daughter not supposed to be out all times at night? You know the law. You know your son's supposed to have on fringes. You know your wife's supposed to be in order. You know that what your son is eating under your household is unclean, man. You know the law, but yet all you say is, why doest thou? Why doest thou? Right? And you keep doing it, man. Read 13.
For I have told him that I will judge his house forever according to Salakia. For I have told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made themselves vile, and he restrained them not.
And that's the point. He restrained them not. So as a man in your household, you have to restrain, man. And don't restrain them not and let everybody run amok and have no order in your household. Everything has to be done in decency and in order.
We got con. Let's add to that. Let's go to 1 Kings 1 and 5.
1 Kings chapter 1 and verse 5. Then Adonijah, the son of Haggith, exalted himself, saying, I will be king. And he prepared him chariots and horsemen and 50 men to run before him.
So he's about to usurp the authority over his father and attempt to take the kingdom. Go on.
Verse 6. And his father had not displeased him at any time in saying, why hast thou done so?
So his father never checked. There is no account of David, a mighty man. He never checked his son. Oh, boys, big boy. That's my son right there. Don't have that mentality, man. Right? Don't have the mentality that David had and Eli, man. Read that again, verse 6. And his father what?
And his father had not displeased him at any time in saying, why hast thou done so?
See, Eli had it a little better. Eli at least asked, what are you doing? David never asked, what you doing? His son just going off. And David just kind of looked at him and he ain't say a damn thing. Go on.
And he also was a very goodly man. And his mother bare him after Absalom.
Now let's go to 2 Samuel 13 and 20. Wow. Right? Let's go to 2 Samuel. We're going into now the spirit is going into fathers dealing with their sons, man. And how we know that a bishop, he has to be qualified to deal with their sons and daughters in order. Right. They should look at your sons and daughters and say, man, who is their father? Huh? They did a good, you might hear that. Hey, your parents did a good job raising you. They see you in order, you respect you, keeping the law. They want to know who your father and your mother are, because you bear that name. 2 Samuel 13 and 20. This is after Tamar was raped by Amon. Right? Go on.
2 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 20. And Absalom, her brother, said unto her, hath Amnon thy brother been with thee? But hold now thy peace, my sister. He is thy brother. Regard not this thing.
So Absalom's going off. She just got raped. He said, don't say nothing about it. We're going to keep this between me and you. Right? Go on.
So Tamar remained desolate in her brother Absalom's house.
Yeah, if your sister get raped you and you don't say nothing, say just shh, don't say nothing. It's all good. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Right? Go on. That's off. Right? And Absalom ended up murdering his brother Amon over this. Right? Instead of handling it lawfully, right? Let's read on.
Verse 21. But when King David heard of all these things,
David heard that his son raped his own daughter. When David heard these things,
he was very wroth. And Absalom spake unto his brother Amnon.
What did David do about it? He just got mad. Oh, you just wrong. There's no account of David getting on Amon. He just got very mad. He didn't say nothing. We read that in 1 Kings. He didn't say, why did you do that? What the hell is wrong with you? He just got mad. Don't be the brother who's a respected person to your children, man. You know your children are wicked. Well, my son would never do that. Right? You got the wrong one. Man. I raised my boy right. And your son is evil, man. And you're not qualified to be a bishop if your children are evil, man. You have something else?
I got one more thing. Well, we go to Tobit chapter 4 and verse number 3, right? And this is how you're supposed to treat your son, man, right? Tobit and Tobias, man, the righteous. We go to Tobit chapter 4 and verse 3.
Tobit chapter
You can start
4
at 2, King.
and verse number 2. And said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias, that I may signify to him of the money before I die? And when he called him, he said, my son, when I am dead, bury me.
Right, kept telling them to keep the law. Read.
And despise not thy mother.
Right, take care of your mother. That's in the law.
But honor her all the days of thy life.
Right, keeping the law.
And do that which shall please her, and grieve her not.
Right.
Remember, my son, that she saw many dangers for thee when thou wast in her womb, and when she is dead, bury her by me in one grave.
Right.
My son, be mindful of Yahweh our God all thy days.
Right, so this is a good father telling his son to literally keep the commandments, honor your mother, you understand, and bury me. Everything that could be found in the law before he dies, you know?
And let not thy will be set to sin.
Right, to sin. My son, don't go off. He's charging him, just like David did to Solomon before he gave up the ghost. Read.
Or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy life long, and follow not the ways of unrighteousness.
Right.
For if thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperously succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Give alms of thy substance, and when thou givest alms, let not thine eye be envious, neither turn thy face from the poor, and the face of God shall not be turned away from thee.
Right, so he's telling them how to get the kingdom of heaven before he dies, man. If you about to give up the ghost, man, a lot of Jakes still tell their sons, right, where the money is stashed, man. You know, well, I'm about to give up the ghost, I ain't spending it, seeing grandmother's at it. No, man, Tobit is literally telling, man, hey, straight up and down, Tobias how to get the kingdom of heaven, how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and how to get eternal life, man. And that's what the men have to do. They have to rule their house as well, in order.
That's right. So let's go to Titus 1 and 7. So these are the qualifications of a bishop.
Right.
Right? These are the qualifications of a bishop. Let's read on in Titus 1 and verse 7.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 7. For a bishop must be blameless, as the steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, nor striker, not given to filthy lucre.
So you got to be blameless, like the brother went into earlier, man. Right? You can't have an ill report. You can't be the brother who's always known for being drunk. You the brother who always speak out of turn. You never on time to camp, but you the bishop, right? You caught, like you damn got caught stealing, right, and lied about it. That's not being blameless, man. Right? It says, as the steward of the Most High, not self-willed. Right? You can't be self-willed in this thing, being presumptuous. Right? You do things without counsel. You just move off of emotion. Right? You can't be an emotional guy in this thing, man. Self-willed. Right? Go on. Also, like it says, self-willed, not soon angry. Let's go to Proverbs 14 and 29. Right? The first thing somebody say, you flipping over tables, screaming that you the bishop. The first sign, man. Now the Lord said, be angry and sin not, and let the sun go down in your wrath. Don't be quick to just go off, man. Let's get that Proverbs 14 and 29.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly.
Yeah, you might end up in jail. You exalt folly, right? You do something stupid, now you locked up, man. And we always say, how many brothers are probably in prison for exalting and moving in haste? All you have to do is get counsel, think about it, and they would have told you, hey, look, don't do that. And it ain't the best move. And you should handle it this way. No, I gotta kill this thing, man. It's so, man. And then told your cousin, man. We ain't gonna let that ride. Right? Hey, man, they tell you that in movies, man. And everybody end up dead, man. That old dog spirit, man. That's being self-willed, man. You know? Let's go to Proverbs 16:32. Don't be that person, man. The Lord said, malice and wrath, even they're both an abomination to the Lord. Let's get that real quick.
Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 32. He that is slow to anger,
same thing,
is better than the mighty.
And you can be a mighty man, but then destroy yourself because you're emotional. Right?
And he that ruleth his spirit.
He that what?
He that ruleth his spirit.
You have to have rule over your spirit. He that ruleth his spirit.
Then he that taketh a city.
That's heavy right there. The Most High wants a man to rule his spirit, and he praises that, then a man that can destroy an entire city by himself. Because that man can destroy an entire city and then get out the spirit and then die.
Right.
Or rule a city in evil that he just conquered. But the brother who's patient in spirit, he's going to move better, and he's going to be able, like the brother says, he's a little more cerebral. He can think. He's a little more patient. Right? He can make things happen. So be the brother that's slow to anger. Because you might end up doing something, and you might end up jeopardize the entire congregation. Let's say we had camp, and you just pull out a damn box, cut out your book bag, and slice up a scarf. I hate that damn doctrine. And you cut the brother, man. Guess what? Now you put everybody at risk, man. Now we gotta try to make it right. We gotta try to get you out of there. Hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? Slow to anger, man. Right? Right. That's right. You can go back to it, Ken.
Oh, Salak, let me touch on the last point, Salak.
It says no striker, right? Meaning you're not a brother who's into physical, you didn't want to fight people, right? And you don't make deals. You're not a briber, right? It says, and not given to filthy lucre, like your bishop in Christianity. He's given to filthy lucre. Or brothers that sell breakdowns for $200. $200 breakdowns in the truth. Right? And $100 breakdowns. And breakdowns for $19.99. That's filthy lucre. The Lord said, buy the truth and what? And sell it not. As freely as thou hast received, freely give. If anybody's charging you to learn the scriptures, run away from those men. And if you buy once, they know they got you. They're going to say, I got this deep breakdown. Right? And I'm not putting it out there. You have to purchase this thing. Right? Too hot to put out there, man. Right? And then it's a big cassette tape. This tape volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. And you got to do a payment plan on each volume. Right? You start out at $19.99, but then you pay $10 a month per breakdown. That's wicked, man.
Right.
No selling breakdowns in the truth for $200 damn. That's a lot of money, man. Any money's a lot of money, man. Right.
And they come with art covers on the breakdowns. When you look at the breakdown, come with art covers, man.
Right.
So these men have to seek out men to get an art cover for their breakdown, man. That's off, man. You go to 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse number 1.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 1. The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Mashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
Right.
Feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof.
Right. You have to oversee everything that's going on in the flock, man. You have to see when a brother's spirit is low, when a brother has a spirit on him, when he's not acting the same, if he's not diligent, if he's not showing up. The brother want to leave camp early. So brother, way back in the day, he wanted to leave camp early all the time, man. Now the brother's out the truth, man. So this one time I gave a brother a ride to camp. Right after camp, he said, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. I said, well, brother, what you gotta do, brother? Nothing. I just gotta get home. I gotta get home, brother. Right? It's like he had a demon on him, man. right? Then he walked all the way to the car, which was a half a mile away. Didn't walk with. And I had to walk on myself. He beat me to the car. And the brother's not in the truth no more, man. So you gotta oversee these spiritual men, man. Everybody's not okay. When the brother say, "How you doing, brother?" "I'm doing good. I'm in the spirit." That brother's the main one battling the demons, man. You gotta oversee everything that's going on with different brothers, man. Are they proud? Do they have itchy ears? Are they watching all of these different congregations with all of these different doctrines? You know?
Not by constraint, but willingly.
Right, willingly. You have to love to do this work willingly, not to receive a reward, not to be on YouTube, not to be famous, not to get women, not to get glorification of men, but willingly want to do this. Not for money, like the brother going to two people selling breakdowns, man. That's evil, man. How you gonna put a price on the Lord and salvation, man? And knowledge and understanding, which is far above anything on this world, man. You know?
Not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind.
Right?
Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being examples to the flock.
Right, so you have to be examples to the flock, man. Show the younger brothers in this truth how to walk, man, how to keep the commandments, how to teach. Lay down the blueprint, man, that we've learned from the elders and remember for us, the apostles, man. Why everybody is following Yahweh Yahushua and not out of filthy lucre sake. Right? Let me go back to it.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 8.
Right?
But a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men.
Right, you got to be a lover of hospitality, man. You can't be standoffish as a bishop. You walk in a room, everybody greeting you. You don't want to greet them back. You stuck up. You showing up late. Don't nobody really know you like that because you don't open up and talk to brothers, see how they doing. You have no hospitality, man. Nobody knows anything about you. All they know is you're the bishop. You show up late and you do the breakdowns. You got to be a lover of hospitality, man. If a brother needs something, hey, brother, I throw that away for you. Right, brother, I got the plate for you. Right, you want some wine? I brought the wine. Right, you got to have the love of the congregation. Like we read about in Sabbath, the 4th chapter. Read on.
But a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate.
Right, so anybody can't be a bishop, man. You have to be called for this office, and it's an elect office, man, and it's real high. So you gotta ask yourself, if you acquire me to be a bishop in this truth, am I covering all of these things? Right? You got it.
God, it said a lover of good men. So you're also going to be judged by the people that you associate with. Let's go to Proverbs 13 and 20. Yeah, you're the bishop, but you're hanging around your worldly family all day, huh? Right? You got pictures on their Facebook. They see you at Thanksgiving with your family. You know, Elroy and Auntie made you show up to their birthday. Now you showed up back to Elroy. You got a birthday picture with them. Right? No, you're supposed to be a lover of good men. Right? Let's get that Proverbs 13 and 20.
Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
So you need to walk with wise men because they're going to teach you and show you how to be wise, man. Go on.
But a companion of fools.
But a what?
But a companion of fools
shall what?
Shall be destroyed.
You're going to die, man. You're going to die because you're hanging around fools. Right? They're going to say, hey, look, man. Hey, man, why don't you just not go to camp today, man? Let's just duck off and show up to camp late, man. We'll just roll this blunt one time. Then get to camp and then just break it up. They don't have to know this. I got eye drops. Brother, you're going to be destroyed, man.
Right.
Let's go to Psalms 119 and 163. That's what I want. Right? Psalms chapter 119. Actually, let's go to 119 and 134.
Psalms chapter 119 and verse 134. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. Make thy face shine upon thy servant, and teach me thy statutes.
All right, go on.
Rivers of waters run down mine eyes, because they kept not thy law.
Yeah, go to verse 63, Psalms 119 and 63.
Verse 63. I am a companion of all them that fear thee.
So I'm a companion of the world.
I'm a companion of all them that fear thee.
And what?
And of them that keep thy precepts.
Those are the people you should be around. Those should be your companions.
Right.
People that fear the Lord and keep the precepts, man. So a bishop, you should only see him hanging around what? Other bishops and other men with a bishop mindset, man.
Right.
Those are the men he's hanging around. If you're not hanging around other bishops, you hang around men who are trying to be the bishop, man. Right? And when you're hanging around men, you might be a bishop, but you might have men over you. You understand? Like Titus was the bishop, but Paul was over him. Who was over Paul? Peter, John, and James, the apostles, man. So you might be a bishop, and you might be hanging around men that are bishops and men that want to be bishops, or you might be a bishop, and you might have guys over you that set you up to be a bishop over that congregation, man. Those are the men that you should be around in this thing, man. 99.9% of the time, you should be hanging around like-minded people. Even sisters, man. If you're a sister in this truth, you should be hanging around like-minded sisters. Stop hanging around with your cousin Keisha, man. And Latoya. Latoya, she's not going to show you the breakdown, man. Keisha, who else? Portia, Sharice, Tammy, they're not going to show you these things, man. You're supposed to hang around the sisters in this truth so they can show you women work. And the book of Titus chapter 2 explains all that and makes it plain.
Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki and damn Quiniqua, huh? Can't bring it.
Book of Sirach, chapter 27 and verse 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time.
So you hanging around the world, you should be kind of figuring out, okay, look, I'm going to be here for 5 minutes and I got to roll. Always be looking at your watch if you're around the people of the world. Don't let time pass you, because next thing you know, you smoke crack, right? Next thing you know, you broke the Sabbath day, right? Keep track of time when you're around people in the world, man, because they'll make you go off, man. Why don't you just stay a little bit longer, man? You might go over there, play a game of spades. Why don't you just stay a little, take one more shot, right? Come on, man, get out yourself. Then you drunk, then you take one shot, then another shot. Next thing you know, you committed adultery. So you better observe the time when you're around people in the world, where the spirit's going to hop on you. Right, go on.
But be continually.
No, just sometimes.
But be continually.
With what?
Among men of understanding.
Be around men of understanding. Right? Though you're not going to see me hanging around people in the world. You're not. Right? You might see me outside of I'm not hanging around nobody in the world, man. Maybe with my family or I'm with my brothers, man. Right. That is what it is, man. My family is my brothers, man. So you're not going to hang. I don't even have any friends in the world, man. Right? The Lord said, who is my mother, who is my brother? Them that keep the commandments, man. Or do the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Right? So you're not going to see me hanging around damn Rail and Tony and damn, who else? Jamal, Charles. Right?
Bring that up.
Right. We go back to Titus, the first chapter. Those men go get you hemmed up and put to death, man.
Right.
You got it.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 9.
Right.
Holding fast the faithful word as he have been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayer.
Quick point, it says, as he has been taught. A bishop don't just hop out of the damn truth for 1 month and now he's a bishop. Right? He can watch more videos, like he buy a damn podium, right? He go out there, now I am the bishop. But he don't have to be taught a damn thing. That's off, man. Every brother has to be taught. I was going to that last night of cold cut. You guys, I don't have to be taught. Yahweh Shai deals directly with me. Right? Yahweh Shai comes with me and he shows me everything. Everything and anything is all from the Lord. Come on, brother. Everybody's taught. That's Acts 8 and 31. How can I accept some man should guide me? Everybody want to be the Apostle Paul. Yeah, the Lord appeared to me in the chariot, and the Lord dealt with me directly. Right? I don't learn from no man. It's just me and the Lord. Come on, brother. Stop playing yourself, man. Every brother picks up information and learns things from other men. And we'll be liars if we said that we just learned this all on our own. We'll be a liar, man. So it says a bishop has to be taught to be a bishop, huh? Otherwise, how would he know how to be the bishop, huh? Was not Yahweh Shai dealing directly with the 12? Then they deal with Paul, and Paul dealt with Titus, and they all had men under them. That's how it works in this thing. I just wanted to make that quick point. Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught. And I went into the Lord the other day how even the Levites have to be taught to do the service of the Lord. You got to come in that thing when you're 25 years old. So the whole 25 years growing up, you got to learn all of the office of a Levite. And your 25th year, you better not mess up.
Or you get 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse number 6.
1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 6.
Right?
Not a novice.
Right, not a novice, meaning a beginner, man. Right? When you a bishop, you can't just be in this thing for 3 months and 7 days, man. And like the brother said, now you are a bishop out of nowhere, man. A lot of brothers, they get some knowledge, they get puffed up, they think they mighty, and the Lord destroys them, man. The meek shall inherit the earth. The godly wisdom and talent and breakdowns are given to the meek and the humble, man. Not the men that think highly of themselves and think they know it all. Those men are going to be destroyed, man. The Lord said, not a novice. So you should want to be in student mode, man. We in student mode, man. We going to stay in student mode, man. Till the Lord come back, man. Because we the stewards of Yahushua. Read on.
Lest being lifted up with pride.
Lifted up with pride. When men somehow get an office in this thing, people know them, they start to be prideful, man. They start to have their chin to the sky. They start to wear all of these damn garments with all these long fringes. They start to act like a fool, man. The Lord not dealing with that, man. The Lord said, let's lift it up with pride.
He fall into the condemnation of the devil.
Amen. He could get sifted out. This whole congregation could fall through the pride of him, man. Starts lording around brothers, making them do stuff they ought not to be doing, man. Just for the hell of it. You understand? So you can't be a novice in this thing. So you should want to get built up. Can't be an elder overnight or a bishop overnight. You can go back to Titus.
Yeah. That's brother saying there is no overnight bishop program that you can take. A crash course in being a bishop. Bishop for dummies. They got to put bishop for dummies. Learn how to be a bishop in 48 hours. No, it takes experience, man. And a lot of the bishops, they're older men. We're not bishops, man. A lot of bishops are older men, been in this thing 25, 35 years, man. You got brothers been in the truth, elders in the truth for 35, pushing 40 years. Imagine the amount of experience you have in 25 to 35 years in the truth. 40 years in the truth, man. That's twice certain brothers' age, man. So the amount of experience and the things they've seen, the experience and the things they went through and the hardships, they might know a little bit, man. Now you might know a lot of knowledge, but they got the experience, man. And that's their crown right there. So you can have a lot of knowledge, but it's different than when you have experience, man. So you can't even be a bishop just because you know all the breakdowns. You got to know how to give counsel. You got to feed people with medicine. You got to heal them. You understand? You got to know how to deal with situations. You can't, like I always say, a brother come to you and his marriage falling apart, and all you know is the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Yeah, brother, why don't you just read Revelation chapter 12 and 1? Right? Why don't you study the 7 heads, France, Greece, Rome? Then his marriage fall apart, kill himself.
Right? We're going to go back to Titus.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 9. Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
Right, so you got to convince the gainsayers, man. Don't just say, I'm the bishop. If you don't get it, get out of my congregation. No, you got to have the answers, man. You got to have all the breakdowns. Everybody's going to be coming to you if you're the bishop, man. Everybody, all eyes go back to you. When there ain't no food in the house, all eyes going to go to the big sister. Why we don't have no food? No, all the eyes go to the Father, man. Everybody looking up. Why don't we have food, man? Why there no Cheerios in here? The Father got to have the answers, man. Father can't duck off in the den and take a nap, man. It's going to be an uproar, right? All hell might break loose. So the bishop got to have the answer and all of the break. That's very serious, man. It'd be like the brother said, going in marriage issues. And everything is not a deep, dark breakdown. Somebody may be having cancer. Somebody's mother may be on a deathbed. You got to know those precepts that console that soul. You understand? We spiritual physicians in this thing. We have to give the people everything that they need that restore them back to health.
And quick point, as a physician, you might be an experienced physician and give somebody the wrong medicine and destroy them and kill them. You don't know the prescription, you know what's going on. Hey, just take this, get out. Right? Then the brother dies, man. It's your job. You can get that brother medicine to save his life, or you can give him medicine to kill him. And inexperienced doctors, they always got to deal with lawyers, man. Always medical malpractice. Right? All you done did something, you want you to then amputated the leg and you're supposed to give him a band-aid. You done destroyed him, man. Or gave him a band-aid and you're supposed to amputate his leg. And if you don't know what's going on and you're inexperienced, it's lights out, huh? And they're going to remove you from that hospital. You're going to be somewhere working at Burger King, huh? Tomorrow, I got my degree, but then you have no experience, man. Right? You want, if you got a car, you want that old head kind of work on your car. You kind of know his parts, you know what's going on. You might have a guy fresh out of college. Hey, I want the old guy, man, who hang around the block and fix everybody's car, man, and he get it done, man. I don't want that young guy who just got his degree. And this part is this to collaborate, and this is this. And he's looking at the blueprint. I want the old head with the toothpick in his mouth, got the hat on backwards, and a big baggy jeans, and he kind of getting it in, man. That's the guy you want to fix your car. Right? You want the older men. Now, I want to put a point on that too. Leave a congregation immediately if you're going to the bishops and the guys in charge and you ask them a question and they say you can't ask no questions in here. If you don't get it, leave. Leave immediately, huh? I got a question about this. Shut up, man. Get out. We don't take questions up here. If you don't get it, then go do your own thing. Worry and run from men like that, huh? Like the brother said, you gotta have sound doctrine. You gotta convince people, huh? Because they might be seeing things one way. You have to persuade them and convince them to see it the proper way. I want to make that quick point. Run from men and congregations who refuse to answer your questions.
You can read down again, King.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 9. Holding fast the faithful word as he hath been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
Right.
Verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the uncircumcision.
It be our people, man. Right. Right. It be our damn people, man. You understand? They give us the most hell on the highways and byways, man. These nations, they come up, they kind of smiling and waving. What's this about? What's the show? Where's the top hat? Where's the cane? Where's the damn bucket for the money? Right? And then we get on them and then they bleed and flee. But it be our people with the vein popping out, they yelling, yalla, yalla, and they damn got spirits on them. It be our own people, man. Just like it was men in the ancient world, they was fasting to take Paul out this thing and kill him, man. They all banded together to commit a fast to kill Paul, man. That's how bad they wanted him dead, man, and be our own people. They be vain deceivers, right? You got a lot of false prophets, the TD Jakes, the Creflo Dollars, right? Back when I was growing up, I had a pastor in the church that was Pastor Gilbert, right? The liar. Since I was born, Mr. Gilbert, right? If you're watching this, you're going to get put to death, man. If you don't repent, come out of that, man. We're not dealing with Pastor Gilbert, right? You know? Pastor Gilbert.
Verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers, right, and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision,
right,
whose mouths must be stopped.
And the Lord said their mouth must be stopped, man. It won't stop speaking folly and vanity and false doctrines and sifting the people out of the right way, man. Where they should be going on a sound doctrine, he got them going left. You understand? And all hell might break loose by somebody giving heed to seducing spirits. You can get seduced. You can give me Revelations 2 and 20 real fast. Barbara Shaw.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20.
Right.
Notwithstanding, I have a few things against thee, because thou sufferest that woman Jezebel, which calleth herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants.
To do what?
To teach and to seduce my servants.
You got a lot of men, they're seducers. And they seduce a lot of men, man. Right? That could be a man, he may know the breakdowns. You still can get seduced. You could be damn a so-called man that's been in this thing 5 years. and you get seduced out of the way. That's why you have to be rooted and grounded, like the scriptures say, man. You know?
To commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
Right, so a bishop has to oversee the church and see what's seducing to the members they're in, and all of these men, they unruly, right? They going off, they vain talkers, they're deceivers, and the Lord said their mouth must be stopped. Right, you can read verse 11 again.
Titus chapter 1 and verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped,
right?
Who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Verse 12, one of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the Cretians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies.
Right, evil beasts and slow bellies, man. These are the vain men that's talking about the church. You understand? That literally Titus is over. And you have to break down those strongholds as the men of the Lord. Right, you got it.
Right.
Yeah, we can read on. You can go on.
Verse 13, this witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
Yeah, that's plain. You got to cut them up, man. Don't just let them overthrow the house and the congregation. I don't know what to do. You got to rebuke them sharply. Go on.
Verse 14, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Right, like hell, the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher, right? Mary, had sex with an angel, right? All of that are fables, right? Go on.
Verse 15, unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure.
Right, go on.
But even their mind and conscience is defiled.
So if you're in this thinking you sincere, you're going to receive the words of life. If you have a reprobate mind and a corrupt mind, the words that you're going to receive are corrupt. Go on.
Verse 16, they profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
And with that, Pum Yashab. That Pastor Gilbert? Let's show Pastor Gilbert. Pastor Gilbert is lights out if you don't repent.